Okay, this is a Barclay USA guitar, made primarily in the 60s for stores like Sears, etc., by the Harmony Company, mostly Harmony Company or K. I used to have a Harmony guitar back in the, I don't know, 70s, 60s and 70s both. I think I had Harmony guitars. This they made to sell for $100 in the 60s at various stores. Like I said, Sears being probably the main one. I would suspect this came out of Sears, would be my guess. So they have a reputation being solid little guitars. They work. And probably good starter guitars, and the kind of thing that you would buy a kid when he's young. And this was actually purchased at, I think, Value Village by a friend of mine for her son, who is, I'm guessing, must be 5, 6, maybe 7 now. And so I took it and cleaned it a little bit with some guitar cleaner that I've had for a long time. Takes some of the dirt off. Took the old strings off. I'm putting the new strings on. I have to reset the bridge, and that is always kind of exciting. The bridge has to be set exactly right. The rule of thumb is you measure between here and here, the 12th fret, and then you double that. And but I'll put these strings on and tighten up a little bit, and then not too tight so that I can't move the bridge. And then when I get everything like that, I'll set it exactly, or at least my estimation what it is exactly. And then once I get that, I get it all tuned up, then I will set the intonation, which is done, well, it's done with a tuner, and you tune with harmonics, and you tune open, and you adjust this distance here. You kind of tap it to move it in order to get them to be the same. And that's a little more complicated. Takes a good ear for that, but I've been doing this for a long time, so my ear is pretty good, although my hearing is not the greatest in the world, but it's what I do hear, I hear fairly accurately now. For years of experience. Anyway, so I happen to have a set of D'Addario strings, light gauge, which should be fine for this guitar. And I happen to have several sets of them, so I'm going to throw them on there. Throwing on there is probably not the good way to describe what I'm going to do, but I'll put them on. It's guitar talk, for us guitar players say. I'm going to throw those strings on there, as if we ever throw anything. I did destroy a guitar one night in a bar back in the late 60s, early 70s. I was playing, I think it was an old, it was an old Harmony, I think. No, it was an old K. Flat top box. I was playing in the bar, and having a good time, getting a little drunky poo, and it had been repaired at one time, but it played good. It had a good sound, and I got done, so I set it up against the wall next to the booth in the bar that I was playing in, and then I was sitting there, and the top of the guitar came off. It just broke off, and it just made a clangy, broken guitar sound. So I got up and I looked at it and I saw how fucked it was, how screwed it was, excuse my language, and I kicked it. I put my foot through the thing, and then I just crushed it. And then I sat back down. And then other people at the table got up, and one at a time, they kicked it. In about 10 minutes, we kicked the damn thing to smithereens. Probably not a good idea, but those were the days, I guess you could say. What I'm doing here, so I'm just adding enough tension to hold the bridge in place. I can go back later and do what I need to do for it. These are pretty good strings. I have them on my my big old guitar, my Guild that I've had since 1978 when I bought it new, and that's a long time to own a guitar. And my friend Bob helped me get the neck reset so it can have plenty more life. I use it mostly now as a slide guitar when I perform. Have it tuned as a slide, and that's what I do. And it works pretty well. And these guys go in here. This thing can't take a lot of lateral stress. I'm kind of interested in seeing how it works out. It's possible. I was thinking about maybe have to glue it, but I'll wait and see if the bridge will there's enough pressure from the strings to hold it in place so it doesn't wiggle around. For a beginner, he's going to have a hard enough time keeping the thing in tune, just because he's a beginner. I suspect this thing will probably hold its tune fairly well. There's nothing complicated about it. There's nothing that indicates that there should be a problem anyway with that. Yeah, it's starting to get a little more solid now. When I get it all hooked up, I have a feeling it's going to play reasonably well. I looked at the neck; it's pretty straight, and it looks straight. It doesn't look like it's warped any, which was my main concern. But you know, it wasn't played a lot. You can tell. There's not a lot of wear on the frets like it had been played. It looks like a guitar that had been bought and stored away, you know, for a future time. So it probably sat in somebody's heated garage for for a long time. And I say heated garage because otherwise, if it wasn't heated and kept dry, this sucker would have worked. Wood just works if it's not kept in a proper environment. Yeah, I know that. Well, like I said, I've owned this guitar that I have. It's up on my wall behind me, which you can't see, of course, but at any rate, it's yeah, the thing is going to move around a little. I might have to glue that down. I hate to do it, but we'll see. I got two more strings to put on, then I tighten them up, and we'll get a better idea for what it's gonna work for. I feel fortunate that I had strings on hand. What happened was I bought a set online because it was cheaper to buy them in quantity, and then because we were playing a lot at the time, so I needed. But then all of a sudden we stopped playing. You can play, and if you're not playing regularly and rehearsing regularly, the strings don't get much wear. You're not under the gun. You're not under a lot of pressure to constantly changing the strength. When you play a lot, you wear them. Strings wear, and they lose their zippity-doo-dah, their tone, which is a kind of a more technical term than zippity-doo-dah. I do like zippity-doo-dah, though. I'm more of a zippity-doo-dah kind of guy. Somebody referred to me as a zippity-doo-dah kind of guy, and I was not insulted. I thought, well, that could be a good description of what kind of guy I am. Everybody's got to be something. Most people end up by. I put some oil, some lubricant on the keys, just to get them to turn a little more easily. When I first hooked it up, it just didn't turn very well. All I have to do is just touch that bridge and it starts to move.